nashinanga nikiwaambia, na wewe unapenda kucomplain. Don't be a slave to your mind. Let's talk about it. Ile time Bob Marley alisema, emancipate yourself from mental slavery. Right? Exactly. So many of us are slaves to our own minds, and it's not the case. It's not tea. Yo, Bambi. Anyway, let's talk about it. Umesikia? Upate nini? Pata hii. Guys, let's talk about the mind, okay? And not only the mind, let's talk about thoughts. Right? When Bob Marley said, emancipate yourself from mental slavery, many of us don't realize that we are slaves to our own thoughts. And I'm going to break it down for you, right? So you don't realize that you just live in your head and you are a slave to your own thoughts. And that's not the life, right? So get out of your head and start living your life. Point number 1, thoughts and character. Let's talk about how your thoughts influence your character as a human being. So, kuna watu wanakuanga na aura, kuna watu wako, they look like wako well-mannered, right? Amejieka vizuri, and they are just generally attractive. Kuna this other person mwenye they don't seem like yani hawapendeki, and people just do not gravitate towards them. And it's not like they are bad people. No, these are not bad people, right? So unajiulizanga maswali zingine sometimes ukishanga, why the world is unfair to me? Mbona mimi sipendeki? Mbona, mbona like I am not, I am just like sina aura, and we live in days and times where people are even getting jealous of your aura. People want to steal your aura. Yani watu wanafikiria nyota yako it's just imeng'aa, because they really don't realize that it is all in the mind, guys. So you cannot really start kukua like indifferent, or rather towards the fact that your aura is a direct reflection of your thoughts. Sawa. So mtu mwenye anapendeka, mtu mwenye akona aura tamu, mtu mwenye like just people who walk into a room and immediately they just light up that room. Those people, it's not, iyo si bahati, iyo si ati nyota yake imeng'aa, iyo si ati ako like the best person ever to exist, right? It is all in the mind. And I'm going to tell you why. Now, when you are thinking, ukiwa tu kwa akili yako unafikiria, right? You need to be able to differentiate mbivu na mbichi. Mtu mwenye ako noble, inamaanisha thoughts zake ziko noble. Mtu mwenye anaona watu wengine hawako noble, inamaanisha yeye mwenyewe hayuko noble. So guys, your character, how you look, everything you present, everything about you is a direct reflection of what goes on in your mind. Take care of your mind and everything else will work out perfectly for you. So it's not that these guys are blessed. It's not that they are God's favorite. It's just that these people have mastered the art of mastering their thoughts. Wakiingia kwa hiyo room, wameingia wakiwa ready, wameingia na confidence, wameingia wakiwa calm, wameingia wakijitambua, right? So that is what sets them apart from this other person who was not prepared, who did not dress well, who came to the meeting looking as if, who was even late for the meeting. You understand? So everything sums up, right? And it all starts with the mind. So ukiwa ready hapa, everything flows, right? So that's point number 1. Let's go to point number 2. Picture this, guys, right? Your mind ni kama shamba. It's like a garden, right? A garden, you plant seeds. You may plant good seeds, you may plant bad seeds. When you plant good seeds, the garden thrives. When you thrives with good seeds, good fruits, good things. When you plant bad seeds, the same thing happens. Miba zinatokelezea, matunda machungu yametokelezea. So it's the same thing with the mind, right? The mind is basically your garden. So you need to plant good thoughts. Right? I am always telling someone, I've had friends before. Nashinanga nikiwaambia, na wewe unapenda kucomplain. Right? And to me, I don't know, but like from a very personal point of view, naonanga kama that's not a good seed, right? You may look at a light that is shining and you may be like, gosh, inanichoma macho. But you may be like, wow, the room looks well lit. So those two perspectives are very different. Mtu ameona mwangaza imeshine. Akiangalia atasema, inanichoma macho. Oh my God, I cannot deal with this. The other person, akiangalia the same light, ako like, wow, the room is so bright. It is actually well lit. I can see everyone and everything in this room. So those are two perspectives. And in my own opinion, mbegu yenye umepanda kwa akili yako ndio itaendelea ikiongezeka. So I feel like you need to be upande good seeds in your brain, right? Or rather in your thoughts, right? So that you may be more happy, more satisfied, right? In life, okay? Apart from that, hata kama umepanda mbegu mzuri kwa shamba yako, right? There are weeds that keep growing, and it is very normal for anyone who is living life as a human being authentically to have bad thoughts, or rather negative thoughts. Ziko tu pahali, ziko crippled in, right? Umepanda gari, unaenda job asubuhi, you're thinking, oh my God, nitachelewa. Umepanda gari unafikiria na tukianguka leo, right? Umepanga safari and you are already thinking of the worst. It is very, very normal. And those are things that I liken. Hizo thoughts mbaya mbaya, I liken them to like weeds ziko kwa shamba yako, right? Kila shamba inapanga na weeds. So beware and be like ukuwe rada ya hizo weeds zenye ziko kwa shamba yako, and just uproot them, right? And just realize that it is easy peasy lemon squeezy. Either way, when you think negative thoughts or good thoughts, either way, life still happens. But when you think good thoughts, you bring around good things. When you think negative thoughts, you bring around bad things. And that's on period. The body is the servant of the mind. Whether umefanya kitu ukitaka ama kama hautaki, hiyo signal imetoka wapi? Kwa akili yako. And without realizing, we do so many things. We decide on so many things without realizing. And some of these decisions that we take are very, very like yani ziko conscious, una realize ukizifanya. Sawa sawa. Now, being that your body, mwili yako hii haikontroliwi na kitu ingine kama si mind yako, you need to realize that once you take care of what is happening here, you will take care of what your body, your actions, what your body does. Ile kitu mwili yako itafanya ni result ya nini? Ya akili yako. Sometimes you may even deliberately or undeliberately, right? Umeamka asubuhi, think about it. Umeamka asubuhi and you are just having like haujaamka na energy. Haujaamka na energy. umeamka tu ukiwa tu like sindio, and maybe it's on a Sunday and you don't have anything to do, right? So what do you decide? Juu hauna energy, I'm going to sit in bed. Okay, so utakaa tu kwa kitanda and you have, that is like, it is unconscious, it is an unconscious, it is an like, it's a, yani umeifanya tu because yani because there's nothing to do, because there's no energy, you've decided to just sit in bed, right, and just continue, right? And then baadaye umekaa tu hapo kwa kitanda, we realize, oh my god, I am hungry, right? So without just consciously doing it, uende tu nini, uende uchukue tu kenye utakula and you just sit in bed, right? Now, that is not bad. That is good. It is okay. It is right. Haina shida. Lakini unapata, maybe let's say that same Sunday, ulikuwa na, let's say like for example, you did not have anything to do, right? And then you wake up without energy, and because hauna energy, ujiambie, with or without energy, I will go to church. With or without energy, kulikuwa tumepanga tutapatana na rafiki yangu uende. With or without energy, I'm going to take my kids out for maybe like dinner. With or without energy. So those two people are very different. I feel like huyu mtu mwenye ali decide tu kuamka na kukuwa active, already siku yake imechange, right? And that is as a result of mind commanding the body to get out of that feeling of R-U-T, right? That feeling of kusikia ni kama uta relax the whole day. That feeling, it is not a bad thing actually. It's good to relax and rest, right? But you can rest and still be like active, in my own opinion. Unaweza peleka watoto wako swimming, uende pia uswim, uende ukirelax huko. It is better than just sitting in bed the whole day, in my own opinion. I don't know about you, but like just think about it, right? And if you make it a routine kila time, hauna kitu ya kufanya, you just do, and you completely do nothing, you will remain stagnant. Hautawai grow. You will remain stagnant. You will not go ahead and find a skill to learn. You will not go ahead and meet people who are going to like expand your brain capacity, or even your social life. Your social life itakuwa too boring. You will not go to church, right? Like, it's better if you went to church than staying in the house. Clock that C, okay? It's better if you maybe woke up and decided, I'm going to bake a cake today. I'm going to make myself a nice meal, right? And just take charge of your day, as opposed to like bed rotting. That is a very good example of how your body is a slave to your mind. Period. Your mind and your health. Heavy. Yes, guys. This influences your body's health. And let me tell you how. Your mind will affect your health, kabisa, guys. And this is how. Kwa sababu, when you live in a state of fear and anxiety and stress, and when you live in that state, right? When you live in a state of like fear, scarcity, your body iko kwa fight or flight mode, right? So unapata the stress hormone inapanda, right? And once the stress hormone inapanda, your blood pressure inapanda, and you start falling sick. And that is what I'm talking about. This will directly affect this. Umekaa tu hivi chini and your worst fear, yani tu umekaa tu hivi, your worst fear, those people who tend to fear, ati mimi naogopa, yani you live in fear, mimi sitaki kuwahi, unaogopa tu, sitaki kuwahi pata hii kitu, sitaki kuwahi pata that is what you end up hiyo ndo you end up kipata, right? Your whole life you don't, you never wanted to be diabetic, you never wanted to be someone who is like obese your whole life, or rather that is exactly, yani you keep living in that kind of fear, right? So you find that you do not do anything about it, so it gets worse. Okay? So use your mind to control your body's health in the best way possible. The mind affects your aesthetics as a person. Yes. Clock that T. Visual representation is all in the mind. Msanii akitoa ngoma, beats before zitokelezee, inakuanga a creative idea that started in the mind. Your mind is very powerful, and until you realize that you are going to lose out on the power that is in your mind, right? Now, as I said, your mind ndio aesthetics za maisha yako. So wewe vile umeona maisha yako inakaa, hivyo ndio inaenda. Yani that is what you create with yourself. So the aesthetics in your if the aesthetics in your mind are not bright, are dull, if hauna like if like your mind just like is just like boring, right? Like I'm imagining a musician before atoe ngoma ataitoa aifikirie arudi studio warudi tena na team nini. So they really put in a lot of work when it comes to bringing out the visual representation and the aesthetics of what is going to be released later, right? So your creative power is what is like, I don't know, it's like the golden, it's like the gem in this point. Sawa. So use your mind to make sure that your life, your aesthetics as a person, the details of you are you giving? Am I too like you're just like, right? We live in a very visual world. We live in a very, yani ni bila macho, bila kuona. I don't, okay, some people are blind, it happens. But like what people see directly affects perception, directly affects how people view you. Cheza na aesthetics, manze. Yes, cheza na aesthetics. For real. Kama, if you're not creative, let's say naturally, then work towards, then put in some work to enhance, right? To enhance your aesthetics. Some people will make money waende kwa daktari, watengenezwe mwili to improve the aesthetics. They decided, sawa, period, I'll make money. I'll do whatever I have to do to get myself in order to feel happier, to just chase that fulfillment that I want, right? So as I said, your mind really affects your aesthetic, your outlook. So kama hapa panakaa pachafu, hapa pako untidy, pia nje patakuwa untidy. Even sometimes, notice this, guys. Notice this. Even that happens to me a lot. Time room yako iko untidy. Let's say, for example, you are a tidy person, right? Generally. If you are untidy, you can't relate. If you're an untidy, you're not organized, right? You cannot relate to this. But if you're usually an organized person and ulikuwa na haraka ya kutoka kwa nyumba, unaenda pahali, let's say an event, unaenda out, right? So umetoanisha mango, nyumba ikakaa funny, right? And once umetoka out, when you come back home and you just see your room there you left it, you're like, oh shit, right? And it just affects your mood. You're not in a good place, right? The same thing happens when uko na mango zenye zinafaa kukunjwa na haujakunja for the last, I don't know how long. Haujakunja nguo ziko tu hapo. It means your aesthetics in your brain pia ziko hivyo. Pia hapa pamekorogeka. Yes, usijikoroge hapa. Make sure your mind is at ease and your environment will look the same. Trust me, guys, when you go to these people's houses, watu wenye ni wasafi, wamepanga nyumba yao, yani nyumba iko organized, wako na ka OCD to some level, very, very demure. You realize that these people are actually like yani wamejipanga, yani maisha yao imejipanga. These people, they tend to be on time, they tend to be articulate, they tend to be wako na mutaratara. That is also how their mind is. Pia hapa wako hivyo hivyo, wako wasafi, wako organized, and they have done well with their thoughts. The same thing is very true with, ukienda kwa nyumba ya mtu ni mchafu, pia ako na akili chafu sana, kona roho chafu, to also to talk about it. Yes, be organized, be clean, and start with your mind first, and then it trickles down to your environment. Yes, whether you're a man or a woman, you don't have actually now, and if you cannot do it yourself, then you need to tell your brain that you need money to hire people to do it for you. Yes, clap that tea. Haya, sasa let me do my foundation. Umesikia this very cliche quote that if you don't stand for anything, you will fall. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. Yes, and I'm here to dissect it and tell you guys according to how I believe it's true, right? So, mimi naamini your mind ndio purpose yako, your purpose and your mind ziko connected hivi. Your mind should stand for something. You should find something to stand for. And that is what I'm going to call purpose. Your mind and your purpose are aligned. Sawa sawa. So if you don't have a purpose, if you don't have a goal, if you don't have a vision, if you don't have direction, mtu akikwambia kitu utakuwa unaenda hivyo. Huyu mwingine akikwambia hivi unarudi nyuma. Huyu mwingine akisema hivi, if someone doesn't like how you're dressed, you will be stressed because you are not rooted in your purpose as a person, in yourself. You do not know what it is that you're about, right? So your mind and purpose ziko hivi. Zimepelekanaje? Zimepelekana hivi. When something comes your way and you are shaky, you have not stood for something, you will definitely fall for it. The anxiety that usually comes around, it's very normal to feel doubt once in a while. But kama haujalink mind yako na purpose yako kwenye unaenda, utaanguka, utajibwaga, utajitega na mambo ambayo ni madogo madogo ambayo hayaleti faida, right? You are not going to move because now you are stuck on, oh my God, what will my parents think? Oh my God, my siblings watani clock. Oh my goodness, my uncle does not like this. Oh shit, what is social media? Hey, what I hate, right? And it just means that you are weak in what you stand for, right? So stand for something. Look for a purpose. Stand with it here in your mind. And it's going to be easy to get there. Ukiruka hizo. Unaonanga vile wale watu wakukimbia. Wale watu wa zile race za kuruka za kupitia, za kutoka, like kuruka zile hurdles. Mtu akisema kitu, unaruka, unaendelea, umesonga. Yes! When someone else tries to shake you with you using their words, hiyo si kitu, unaruka ukienda, because you have a clear picture of what you want with your life. You have a clear picture of your purpose. You want to open a school. Mtu anakuambia, okay, utapata clients. Okay, okay. You want to open a nini, whatever it is, do it. Do it. You do it, right? Find your purpose and link it with your mind. That way, you will be strong. Na utakuwa na direction. Na utafika. Okay? Yes. Your mind affects what you achieve, what you don't achieve, what you win, what you lose. All of that is affected by your mind. And let's dissect it. Sawa sawa. Now, Recently, I was shooting an episode of Beauty and Banter, and I was hosting this model na akaniambia ati. So I asked her about vile like the modeling world is very competitive. So you can go for castings, you can go for auditions, and then ukose kuchukuliwa, right? And then as we were talking, nikamuulizia hiyo swali, nikamuuliza, hey girl, like so vile hii job yenyu inakuwa competitive, ukienda kwa audition haujapikiwa like na wakose kukupick, like una feeling aje? Akaniambia, I feel even better. I feel like I have won. I feel like they don't deserve me. And I was like, ati mimi naweza sikia vibaya sana, nimeenda job, nimeenda interview, nimeenda auditions, and I'm not picked. That will make me feel terrible, right? But here's the thing, and that is where she really like alini challenge, right? Aliniambia, it doesn't mean that you are bad. Haimaanishi ati you're unqualified. Haimaanishi ati you are not meant to be successful in your field. Haimaanishi sasa ati hapo ndio mwisho wa life. No, it just maybe redirects you towards something. And she told me it is all about perspective, right? It is all about perspective. She said that she is a winner in other places. Hiyo hapo isi place walikuwa wanamdeserve, but ana win in other places. So sometimes in life, what you achieve and what you don't achieve is a direct reflection of what goes on in your mind. For her, she did not achieve the job, but she achieved peace within her heart. She achieved calmness within her soul. And it's going to make her feel okay and still feel like I am valuable. My worth is not dictated by what these people think, right? So hata akienda kutafuta job place ingine, she will be okay. She will not feel like just because I was not picked for the other one, tenda tu nione. No, she will go as confident. Confidence yake haijapotea, but it's because I'll take care of the perception she had at that time really shaped her life. And ukiona tu ile aura ana vibe nayo ni wow, right? Wow. Yes. Amazing. Clock it. Okay? Yes. So let me finish the rest of my face, and then I come back with the last point. Obviously, there are so many points. Maybe I'm going to do a part 2 of this one, but let me come back with the last point. Now, as I come to the end of the video, I'd like to say that the calm mind is the beginning of wisdom. Yes! Now, you may see someone is looking calm on the outside, but the mind is a raging sea. You may see someone looking jovial, bubbly on the outside, but the mind is a calm haven, is a calm pond of fish. And vice versa. Mtu anaweza kuwa kwa chigiri. Now the same way mind iko chigiri. Someone can also be calm and the mind is also calm. My point is, whether you are bubbly, whether you are loud, whether you are soft, whether you are calm, make sure your mind is calm. Maintain the same frequency, right? People talk about detach to attract, but according to me, I feel like it is not necessarily detaching, right? I feel like it is just being calm, right? If you want to attract good things in your life, make sure your mind is calm. I personally, akili yangu inakuanga kama it's like a raging sea sometimes. But I noticed this when I was young, when I was in campus. I tell my friends this story a lot. That when I was in campus, I was broke. I didn't have anything to my name, right? So I used to be very like time niko broke, niko zile za bro, like siwezi tulia, nataka kutafuta, yani niko hapa pale, nitaenda wapi, nitapigia nani, my mom, my dad, I need money, right? A calm mind will attract anything ambayo ina desire, right? A calm mind is like a lion. I don't know how to put it, but like, I don't know, but like the power that is held by akili ambayo imetulia. Unajua ni ngumu for akili kutulia aki. Ni ngumu sana. But when you master the art of calming your mind, whether you are rich, whether you are poor, whether you're sick, whether you're healthy, you will still rise and be okay. Yes. So that is the end of this video. Like, subscribe, and share this with anyone who you think might be of help to this video. And see you guys on the next one. Bye. Mwah.